From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Our top story this evening, the Fairbanks North Star Borough School District will face a budget deficit for FY 2015 to 16. It's just a matter of how large that gap will be.
The district could see anywhere from a $7.5 to an $11 million budget shortfall. Even at the $7.5 million figure, the district is preparing to eliminate over 65 positions and increase pupil-teacher ratios across all K-12 levels. District administration has crafted a proposed budget and will present it to the school board during a March 2nd work session. It then becomes the board's budget. The board's Citizen Budget Review Committee has been working through the proposed spending plan and met again last night. K-12 principals gave input on how their schools would absorb the cuts. The committee will present budget recommendations at a school board work session March 10th. The district receives federal, state, and borough operating dollars. Committee member Becky Williams, who participated via teleconference, suggests the district requires that the borough assembly approve a mill rate increase to offset the shortfall. School board member Michael O'Brien did not dismiss the idea.
This is a committee of citizens, and if the committee comes to that conclusion, that'll be the recommendation. We want the cuts, if they're going to come, to be in places where they affect kids in our district least. New computers or curriculum may be those places.
The cold case murder of Mahogany Davis has remained open, but those working on it have been tight-lipped about details. In part 2 of our series, Stephanie Woodard reports on the investigation and where it stands nearly 13 years later.
Since the initial investigation into the murder of Fairbanks woman Mahogany Davis, family members have spoken out about the lack of information provided by Fairbanks Police Department.
What's upsetting and frustrating is we still have no answers.
They've basically just told us they have no lead.
The night of the crime seemed to have it all. Witnesses.
I just looked outside and I saw this girl running out there, so I came to see if there was something that she needed.
Evidence.
There were puddles of blood, dried blood, that were going from the sidewalk up the steps into her apartment.
And a conscious victim. But police have never made an arrest or even confirmed a suspect.
It appears that there might be something of value, evidentiary value, and that's what we're looking at right now. So we're overturning all kinds of stones and rocks right now.
William Holmes, estranged boyfriend and father of Davis's son, and his accomplice, Jason Wallace, 2 years later were linked to a multi-state drug homicide plot. Inside those interrogations, Wallace continued to speak about his fear of Holmes and mentioned it was due to his own knowledge of Mahogany's murder. He said there was an unsolved mystery with Hogg. Now that I think of it, I would have been an unsolved murder too. Further stating, he didn't even go to the funeral. He didn't seem to be sad about it. Family members and friends of Davis also told me Holmes would threaten to, quote, send someone to see you. New Chief Randall Aragon says he's intensified the case.
We're looking at re-interviewing some of the witnesses, some of the people involved in the case.
Initially, a suspect by the name of Roger was on the radar, according to family. But since then, police have not confirmed, and family members say they refuse to share any information with them. Police have also denied media requests for additional information regarding whether or not that bloody crime scene yielded DNA, fingerprints, or blood.
Because it might taint the case, and that's the last thing we want to do after all these many hundreds and thousands of hours we've expended.
Those close to her don't understand.
My question to that is, what's the big secret? What is so big and so explosive that you can't even share it with the family?
Family and friends of Mahogany Davis say they won't rest until they find justice for their daughter, sister, mother, and friend.
All right, when we come back, there is a scam currently going on around town. KTVF has the details on how you can avoid becoming a victim.
Also, it's a Thursday night and time for Fairbanks Flavor. Tonight, chicken and broccoli pasta. These stories and more when we return. Welcome back. 2 Fairbanks residents have been indicted by a federal grand jury for allegedly filing 95 false tax returns. 39-year-old Earl Worthy and 39-year-old Tammy Jackson face multiple counts, including mail fraud, conspiracy to defraud the government, and aggravated identity theft. The pair allegedly filed false income tax returns between May 2009 and September 2012 using the identity and information of others. Police say they fabricated tax forms, including W-2s. If convicted, the defendants could face up to 20 years in jail and fines up to $250,000.
A Fairbanks woman got a call this morning from a man who told her she had won a Publishers Clearinghouse prize. Mary, who asked that we not use her last name, is a senior citizen. She said the man on the phone told her she would not only receive $855,000, but also a new vehicle. She was told to go to Walmart and then call back. When she did, the man told her to go to the Western Union counter in the store and wire $350 to them to cover their fees. After that, she would receive her check. She was also assured that the $350 would be refunded to her. The scam is one that local police and the state's Better Business Bureau have warned people about in the past.
Of course, I'm not going to go in to Western Union and get a $350. They wanted me to go to my bank, cash the check, go into Walmart, and then they would have given me further instructions. So people, please beware. You know I could use $1,000. $855,000 anybody would want, so don't fall for this. If you don't mind this mess, it's just a real mess.
The Tongass National Forest covers nearly all of southeast Alaska, but Senator Lisa Murkowski says the decline in timber sales and the U.S. Forest Service's failure to actively manage the forest has slowly strangled the region's timber industry. In today's Energy and Natural Resources Committee hearing, Chairman Murkowski pressed Forest Service Chief Tom Tidwell on timber harvest levels, the impact of the roadless rule on renewable energy projects, restrictions on filming, and even recreational activities in the Tongass.
What I didn't hear was what we're going to do about harvest. We're talking about everything else on our national forests, the national forests that are supposed to be managed for multiple use. Well, multiple use, last time I checked, included harvest.
All right, now let's meet Lisa Gambardella in her kitchen and see what deliciousness she's cooking up tonight.
Buonasera. Welcome to Gambardella's Pasta Bella. I'm Lisa Gambardella, and this is Fbx Flavor. Today we're making a nice light pasta dish. It's got chicken, broccoli, and pasta. Really light, easy to make. Start with some olive oil in a hot pan. You want it nice and hot so you can hear that sizzle when it starts. Now you know things are going to taste good when it's sizzling like that. I'm going to put in some fresh broccoli. Kind of do like a stir fry. I want to keep it fresh. I want to keep the broccoli bright. A little more oil. And now is a good time to add butter so it doesn't burn. We add it later. And I've got some pre-cooked chicken in there. And my favorite thing, caramelized onions. That looks so good. And it's so good for you. Wow, fantastic. And now I'm going to put some shell pasta in there. Just needs a little toss. Nice nutty flavor. Wow, look at that. And I love a dollop of ricotta cheese on there. Fantastic. See our recipes at webcenter11.com.
Brought to you by Gambardella's Pasta Bella.
Always looks so good.
Yeah, I was salivating. That did look good.
All right, well, our local hockey teams are in action this weekend. We'll hear what they have to say about their matchups.
All right, plus who is leading the Iron Dog? Find out after the break with Joe Cook.
Welcome back Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here this Thursday evening with your local sports. Waking up to fierce winds in Nome, the Iron Dog Racers made their way back to Fairbanks this morning despite the weather. Team 20 of Scott Fale and Eric Quam, they left at 8 a.m. this morning and they checked in Unalakleet South at 1:19 this afternoon for an overlay. Aaron Bartell and Scott Davis came in the same checkpoint 34 minutes later. Alan Hill and Mark McKenna are third. Andy and Brad George are fourth, and Cody Barber and Brett Latham round out the top 5. Finishers are expected to arrive after 12 on Saturday afternoon in downtown Fairbanks on the Chena River. The Alaska Natick hockey team is in Alabama this weekend after their bye week for a series against the Chargers. They had to deal with a snowstorm near Atlanta this week, but the snow has already melted and they'll be ready to go. The Nooks are on a 4-game unbeaten streak. They beat then #1 Minnesota State 1-0-1 in their last home series of the season. Alaska swept Alabama Huntsville 2-1 in overtime and 4-0 in December, which was part of another 4-game win streak for UAF. The Chargers are 1-7 in their last 8, and they're clinging to one of the last playoff spots. This series are the final home games of the season for UAH as well. Alaska will try not to overlook the Chargers despite having won their last 9 meetings and the Governor's Cup a weekend away. UAF is just 3-8-1 on road games this season. They'll need to continue their great play over the last month.
You know, for the last 4 games, I think we've generated, close to 40 or over 40 shots a game. And, when you're putting that much rubber in the net, that's telling you, 1, you've got the puck a lot, and 2, you're putting yourselves in positions by the way you're playing. And so, I think that's the big thing is that, guys are, right now on point with, what we need to be doing each night. And I think, for us, it's just coming off of a bye week. You want to make sure that you, get the weekend started off the right way and, playing our game and kind of build from there.
Fairbanks Ice Dogs will have their final home series this weekend before a 6-game road trip. Speaking of road trips, a handful of players got back late Wednesday after participating in the NAHL Showcase in Ann Arbor, Michigan. The Ice Dogs are coming off a split with the Keystone Ice Miners, and they are 7-2 in their last 9 outings. They will host the Johnstown Tomahawks this weekend. Johnstown is 4th in the North Division. 21-20-7 record. The Tomahawks had a battle with Kenai, splitting that series with a 3-1 win and a 5-6 overtime loss. Casey Lincoln held leads the Tomahawks with 39 points. Johnstown and Fairbanks split their first matchup right before the new year. With 10 games left in the season, the Ice Dogs are focused on winning another Midwest Division title, still 1 point behind the Minnesota Wilderness. The pace of the game in this series this weekend could be key for success.
They're a slow team, and they know they're a slow team, so they play to their strengths by slowing it down, making the game boring, trying to make us be like, wow, this game isn't fun at all. Like, there's no energy, there's nothing cool happening, no creativity. We just have to stick to our game plan, being fast, transitioning pucks quick, getting pucks to the net, letting them know that it's going to be a fast game all night, and we're going to be in their face.
We've got to make sure that we keep attacking, keep getting shots to the net, try to stay out of the extracurricular activity, and just make sure that we're giving ourselves a good opportunity to win a hockey game.
And the West Valley Wolfpack basketball team split a doubleheader on the road last night. The #1 ranked Wolfpack girls b-ball team came out with a 49-45 win over the West Anchorage Eagles in a very physical game in Anchorage. Ruthie Hebert, she had a game-high 29 points for the Pack, who are now 21-0. The West Valley boys, they lost 36-79 to the top-ranked West Eagles. West Valley trailed 22-54 at halftime. Devontae Dutrieve had a game-high 24 for West. Daniel Hornbuckle led the Pack with 14-7 in the loss. And here's a heads up on a fun event happening this weekend that you can enjoy at the Carlson Center. Saturday night is the first bout of 2015 for the Fairbanks Roller Girls. This weekend's bout features the Ravenous Rebels taking on the Grave Diggers. There will also be a Colden Hart Junior Derby bout prior to the main event. Fairbanks Roller Girls support a cause for each bout, and this weekend's matchup will serve as a benefit for the Farthest North Girl Scout Council. I wonder if they'll be selling cookies there. Even more reason to check out the Derby action. Doors open at 5:30, and the Derby starts at 6:30 at the Carlson Center on Saturday night. And a final note, the 40th annual Tanana Invitational Wrestling Tournament will have its first ever girls division this year. The tourney is an unofficial state championship meet for middle school wrestlers. It starts Friday at Tanana Middle School. And that's it for sports. Mike Schultz is up next with weather, and we'll catch you next time.
Warm weather. I think there's still ice at the ice park.
Yeah, I was there earlier today, and to coin a term, a Mikeism, if you will, things were pretty impressive down there. So yeah,
they are. I haven't been there yet, but I'm excited to go.
Oh, and it just builds on itself every single day. New sculptures, and right now they're doing the single block. It's just a wonderful time down there.
Nice. Well, who better to turn to now than Mike Schultz, who's live from there?
And we turn.
Hey guys, it's starting to pick up now. We're getting a few more kids out here having a great time once again here at the ice park. A nice night. And if you go to the website for the icealaska.com, you'll find many areas of interest there. One of them is a box there. It's got video in there. And this gentleman here is responsible for it. This is Steve Iverson. He's been with the Ice Alaska for 18 years. And Steve, just exactly what is your job with Ice Alaska?
Well, I'm the video productions person. I'm the producer director of Ice Art Video for Ice Alaska.
And now we have, like I said, the box there. You can see it right now in the corner. We're going to zoom in on it and show folks what that is. When they go there, what exactly are they seeing?
Well, they're seeing a link that goes to our YouTube channel, which is icealaskaonline.com. That takes you to our YouTube channel. You can watch the videos from the web page, which is icealaska.com. You can go to the YouTube channel, icealaskaonline.com. And we have a Facebook page, Ice Alaska on Facebook. And put links to all our videos there, as well as a lot of photo albums that are shot over the course of the event.
We've got everything covered and basically on that web page. That's a great job, and it's a good way of folks can get any kind of updates and see things that they wouldn't have a chance to see here by going to the YouTube site.
Yeah, we've always said that if you don't come to the park while the competition is going on, you're kind of missing the show. So we try to cover that with our video show, so you can at least get a daily rundown of what's going on.
And it's done worldwide too.
It's worldwide.
Yeah. Have you gotten responses back from other folks across the world commenting about your website?
We do. We have to use the Google Translator quite a bit to see what they. So yeah, they come from all over the world in all different languages. And when we interview artists out on the tracks, we have them speak in their own native language so that they can communicate with people back home.
Well, thanks a lot, for Steve, for visiting with us, and we'll all look forward to watching that on the icealaska.com website.
All right.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, let's talk about weather right now, and it's getting a little chilly out here, but not too bad. It was a nice day across the interior. Here's our photograph for tonight. This one's sent in by Natalia Taylor. It's a sunrise in North Pole. Once again, very beautiful colors. Again, as always, if you have a photograph to share, by all means, send to photos at ktvf11.com. Now, as far as the numbers are concerned, heading out to the airport right now, 19 degrees. That's our high for the day. The low last night, 12. The record high, 43. That was set in 1911. 53 below in 1932. Your sunrise and sunset past 6 o'clock in the evening, giving us 9 hours and 54 minutes of daylight. We'll go over 10 hours tomorrow. What's going on as far as the information? Well, I want to tell you, folks, we have a winter storm moving our way for Saturday night. Winds will be gusting to 40 miles per hour. 4 inches of snow expected, drifting across the roads. Power outages are likely, clearing by Sunday. We're going to keep on top of the storm and give you as much updated information as you can. But right now, looks like we're going to get a real blow coming our way for Saturday night. Now, you see why. Look at all the moisture starting to flow in across the state from the west. That's that strong jet stream bringing that storm in, and that's going to be bringing with it, like I said, wild weather to much of Alaska. As far as what's going on across the rest of the state, here's what it looks like. Temperature-wise, you can see it has warmed up again in Ketchikan, 46 degrees there, 43 at Juneau. Over the rest of the state, temperatures in the 30s and 20s. Especially up in the North Slope, Fort Yukon, 23 degrees and partly cloudy skies. Lower 48 weather, once again, some wild weather going on across the deep south. It's a little showery act over the Pacific Northwest, but the main weather feature is over the south. We'll go to our satellite radar and show you again the colors indicating what is happening as far as the storminess. The pinks indicating where the frozen precipitation is at, and blues are indicating rain. Now it all comes down to the jet stream, and the jet stream once again is indicating that this weekend more snow across the central plains and showers over the deep south with cold air over the northeast. Back to Alaska for tomorrow. Here's our first forecast. As you can see on the northern sections, we're looking at a blizzard warning for Barrow, periods of snow for Nome, and a chance of snow for Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, should be a nice day tomorrow. For the most part, just partly cloudy skies. Temperatures right around the 30-degree mark. And as far as what's happening over southeast Alaska, nice weather there too. Lots of sunshine expected for Juneau and Ketchikan. Out to the southwest, it's getting kind of stormy out there. As you can see here, we're looking at, for the most part, rain and snow in Cold Bay, snow at Bethel, and rain for Kodiak. And then down around the Anchorage area, the weather should be nice there. Once again, looking at very nice weather, partly cloudy to clear skies. Okay, time once again for our kids' weather. Tonight, once again, going to the Weller Elementary School. And tonight, a young man with a very interesting question for me.
Hi, my name is Riley, and I'm from Miss Ross' 4th grade class, Weller Elementary. And I got a question for the weatherman. Can Alaska ever get thunder snow?
Okay, Riley, thunder snow is very rare. It only happens with thunderstorms. Actually, a few weeks ago, Nome had a couple of lightning bolts with snow going on. So once again, very, very rare to happen. Real quickly, our road conditions for tonight. Again, the roads are going to be worsening. And actually, tomorrow night we'll have the teacher here talking to us about an interesting question, or actually weather fact. Icy patches and snow on the roadways. The roads are going to be worsening tomorrow night into Saturday. Keep that in mind. And our forecast for tonight, once again, cold temperatures, but not as cold as last night, right around 8 degrees for the overnight low. And we'll be looking at clear skies to partly cloudy skies tomorrow. All in all, not too bad. The big news is what's going to be happening on Saturday. Like I said, we'll keep on top of that and give you all the information on that. That'll be happening, well, again, tomorrow night and on Saturday. Back to you guys.
All right, well, it looks like he's having fun down there.
It sure does, and it looks like we need to prepare possibly for that storm Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe tomorrow would be a good chance to go to the ice park. Yep. All right, well, we have run out of time for this evening, so from all of us here at the News Center, we hope you have a great night, and we'll see you back here at 11.